Yes, people, this is more than breaking news. Passava, you call this. Yeah, man, a lot of things are going on. Government to get exposed in a lot of different things.
The money was seized by a custom officer in a barrel with other goods for sale. I can never forget his name because my name I used to use is Orlando and his name is Orlando Terralon.
Batyism, gunism, murderous.
I've happened to sleep in Patrick Bailey, not just his house or one of his room.
And also the top police officer.
DCP in charge of crime, Fitz, wait for it, Fitz Bailey.
So we have Fitz Bailey, get caught up in this. We have Terrorland, MP, get caught up in this. And we have also Andrew Holness, get caught up in it, and his lawyer. Yeah, man, because them a criminal long time, you know. So, boy, I want to see serious thing going on. Yeah. So, here we are going.
Oh, where you watch? Look where you watch. Know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan, Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Pelpa Time TV. So that boom.
A big sound, a play a big tune.
Jah holy Emmanuel, I boy. Jah Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every.
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
Up and running, up and gunning. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV, Keith Gargan, Cassava Passava. The one that is breaking news. Once again, OBC Radio. Yeah, man, OBC Radio. Dr. Jermaine Garden exposed Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his lawyer, Patrick Bailey. Yeah, man, things are come to bomb. I remember in a lot of things upon them people. I want him to say, something when me do already, say, I just long run shall get, because all them are going, things will come out. I go blow up on them face. And you know why them are try to rush and come out with some goodies now and I think and they want to draw and call a quick snap election to see if them can hold on from power. Because them know, things will come out. Because I remember, Andrew Stephen come out and he must breed them and see what happen now. Them's a part of getting rid of Andrew Stephen, quiet him, and hear what them use now. The same man with Andrew Stephen say him and him a friend. Wayne Forbes, when put him trust in her. Right? Yeah, I'll get to him, me know that. That's where they come from, because money, is the root of all evil, Because Andrew Stephen put him trust in this guy, yeah. If you listen when we start the program, I'm trust his brother, yeah, and blah, blah, you check, come and check, say, well, then, them know one another from school days or something. But we never know, so them just know them through the internet or something like that. But anyway, him come and him talk about things, and him try everything, and I tell you, so he was really getting, the skin of the Labour Party, I tell you that they couldn't stand him. Because he was a part of it, so him know what him is the insider, and him know what go on. You understand? So you have now, a lot of people don't see that way there, but me see that way there. You see, Wayne come up and betray him, right, and all have leak voice note with dancehall queen, with Sharon, what do you call it, Korean, Shelly Korean, what she want name. Yeah, man, Carleen, dancehall queen, talk in private, and me know Andrew Wallace not leak that. But we in our system, because I'm very good in technology, And because him have everything, him know to set up everything. And because Andrew Stephen, partner draw fool to technology, Because if it wasn't a fool to technology, him wouldn't really want nobody to do that for him, to be producer and things like that, and if you do them things there. But him don't see them things there. Because you see education come in all different form, So but him now have that knowledge. So him have to use Wayne now and Wayne was on a mission. And yeah, Wayne was on a mission and Wayne the him right, Nobody never see this coming. But me cannot see it come because a long time them at it, blah blah, you upon the year and things like that, you can't see the tension and all these things. But it come out fully blowing now. But when me see and how me see it, the labor right get to Wayne Forbes because these blood clam or labor right, them have the money to influence any dirty hard people, because them can't do that with Andrew Stephen. Because them try it already. From both sides, all about, but him not do that. I one thing with him in loyal. And when you're too loyal, that's what happened to you in life. Because I know that. So this man I come like a friend and rate and lele. And you see what happened now? Yeah man, labor right get to him and give him some good money. And see them get rid of Andrew now. Because, but as you see, as one gone, another one coming. Because this brother now, Dr. Jermaine Garden, him was a part of them as well. Him got a big part, him know all of them. Him have the secret them too. So them can't nuzzle him now. Him that foreign, he do him thing and him get out of it. But he's a whooping gay guy. Just like Andrew Stevens. So you see how the whole thing mix up. So the whole party and everything mix up like, I don't know, I don't know it mix up, but it mix up like some really mix up and blend that thing. Him, Dr. Jermaine Garden, is a homosexual, him speak it and him talk it. And him always got a big party them. Patrick Bailey house up on the hills and all them things. The whole of them there, right? Andrew Stephen again, him up on the fishy side as well. So you see, things are coming to bomb now. And it's not really pretty. And when it blow up, and you know, before me really get into this video, with Kevin Smith as well. That's why I don't kill Kevin Smith, If you have me, I tell you, Jamaica, no right. You see, Kevin Smith was a man who want to bust out all the secret, So them have to kill him. I mean, I say, and Andrew, let me go on. You better be careful of yourself, because you're in the heart of the alligator mouth, down in Jamaica, they say, Like Jermaine, now him that foreign and things like that. So you better watch yourself, brother, because them get rid of this brother, Kevin Smith. Because I'm thinking him couldn't do anything and get away with it, but them have to act. And what them do, and you see it all now, nothing come out of it, and it just gone cold, 9 days wonder. That could never happen in no other country. You know what I mean? Because that is suspicious to teeth. Because remember, somebody lick your van and your car where you drive, Them all sacrifice the police tonight, just to get rid of this man, So them people are wicked, Young policeman get sacrificed tonight. Because if a man lick your car and blah blah thing like that, and you're not find the man must register. All you have to do is get the license plate and run it. It's a simple 1, 2, 3 butter case this to find the man who do it. But not all now. So you see, they come with them idiot thing and people buy it. But anyway, when I go straight from that is just part of the thing. I have to drop in that because that's the same circles, Same circles that come on the one package right there. Well, anyway, this man I talk about things them, and it's breaking news at half of the press. So one of you just hear what I say, so we're going to hear what I say. And that's all it is. Boom.
Yes, listeners. So we are here today not to be distracted and to continue to expose corruption. And for those of you who just joined, we have a petition going on. Never before in the history of Jamaica where people have put together a petition and signed and sent it into the government. We have block road, we have protest, we have burn tire, we have talk. It's time for us to take legal action, and the only way we can take legal action as a citizens is going black and white, just like how we went black and white to elect these members to serve us and to pay them with our tax money. We need to go black and white. So we have a petition that we need 15,000 signatures within 38 days in order to make it valid, to take action against the government and the corruption that's going on. Now, for those of you who have not yet signed it, please, if you're tuning in via the app, send us a text message and we'll send us a text message via the app, or 1347-818-7604, and we'll send you the petition. We're asking you to sign it and share it and send it around. We have 38 days to make this valid. Now I know you're here for the first and foremost, let me let you all know. I got a message from the president of the UIC party. One of his members sent a message and said something came up and Mr. Patterson won't be available for today, and asking if he could get another day, which I've explained to them. It's a bit disappointed because people would love to hear what it is that they have in store and what plans they have for Jamaica, being that he's running to get elected as the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. So that's a bit disappointed, but we appreciate the fact that he was the only one who responded to the message I sent, an invite for an interview to Dr. Nigel Clark, which he left open in the conversation that he would love to do an interview. And I've sent one to Prime Minister Holness. I've also sent one to Mark Golden, the opposition leader. I understand that the opposition leader is in process for the 85th annual conference for the People's National Party. However, I've seen the people who send in the message that they need to sign the petition. We'll reach out to you. Thank you. Keep sending the message. However, I've called the Prime Minister twice and the call was declined. I called, wanted them to realize that a message was sent because it have yet to be highlighted blue. I sent it via WhatsApp. And I've called Mark Golden twice, which they also declined for the same reason. I wanted them to realize that there is an invite message in their WhatsApp. Dr. Nigel Clark have yet to see the message, but we have spoken after the interview because I did not store Dr. Nigel Clark's number immediately. It was 3 days after when the article was published, when the recording was published. I contacted Dr. Nigel Clark and sent him a message and let him know that I've stored his number, and he let me know thank you, and he's looking forward for. In fact, I should share that message because I think it's fair. I shared that message from Dr. Nigel Clark. His response when I let him know that I stored his number. I Good evening, Dr. Nigel Clark. Oh, this was 2 days, correction, it was 2 days after. So the call-in was on the 3rd, which was their anniversary, 3-year anniversary. On the 5th, I sent a message and let him know, good evening, Dr. Clark. At 8:11 p.m., he responded and said, hi, sir. I said, I just stored your number and wanted to update you on it. The citizens are crying out. That was 8:27 p.m. on the 5th of this month. He said, okay, understood. Hear you loud and clear. We are determined to support the investigators in their investigation so they can bring perpetrators before the court. A part of what, this was 8:50 p.m. He continued with another message at 8:55 p.m. saying, and I quote, a part of what Jamaicans feel is deep resignation and syncretism, which leads to outrage that will be like what has always happened. Here, no one is brought before the court. Outrage would be less if people really had truly believed that perpetrators will be brought before the court. But why should they believe that given our history, so as part of the government, I and working to support investigators so that this time is different and we can only begin as we have a long way to go to restore institutional trust in our beloved country. God bless. I replied to him and said, at 9:55 p.m., I said, this makes no sense. And it seems you and your government take the people of Jamaica for a fool. What does paying the workers has to do with an ongoing investigation? Since you are so set on paying the workers, you gave yourself a 300 increase payment. Give them it from that. It's obvious this is a payback from all the donation they gave the party. If you continue down this part, you will not only lose minister position, but also as a member of parliament. You were warned. The diaspora is upset. So are the citizens of Jamaica, including those who voted for you. The people can't be controlled as the algorithm. This was 9:55 p.m. And he viewed that message. I've also sent him a message in regards to an investigation of Medic in the article that we have written. And he viewed that message. And I follow up with a message saying, help bring justice for the mom, evidence that can lead to an arrest. The invitation have not yet been viewed, so I just wanted to share that to you, the public. Now moving on to Patrick Bailey, I'm here to expose. People may wonder what you're talking about, the corruption. Yes, you guys have known and hear and seen corruption that's going on in the country, but the evidence has never yet brought before you. Because journalists are scared or either in their pockets, on the payroll, and the media house is being controlled. Now, based on this article from the Gleaner, this was, let me see if I see the date on this. This was July 28, 2022 at 6:49 p.m. This article was published by the Gleaner. The disciplinary community of the General Legal Council, GLC, made the decision to disbar Patrick Bailey following a hearing into complaint made against him. Senior attorney at law Patrick Bailey was today struck off the roll as attorney eligible to practice in Jamaica for failure to hand over $17,640 to a client, just one client. That was one of the case. The disciplinary community of the General Legal Council, GLC, made the decision to disbar Bailey following an hearing into the complaint made against him. Simone Williams complained to the GLC that Bailey collected the money and held it on a trust for her. When she requested the money, Bailey made several promises to hand it over, but that was not done. William filed a complaint to the GLC in February 2021, but after receiving no response for 6 months, she retained the services of an attorney at law, Olive Gardner, to represent her. The money was seized by a custom officer in a barrel with other goods for sale. Custom being satisfied that the money was sent from New York by a relative gainfully employed to purchase a vehicle for commercial purposes, told the complainant to get a legal representative to present when the money was returned. Bailey represented the complaint, and as the U.S. check for the amount seized was given to him, the disciplinary community found Bailey guilty of professional misconduct and ordered him to make restitution to complain in the sum of US $17,640 with interest at the 3% until the payment is complete. In addition, he is to pay $300,000 in legal fee costs to the complainant and the cost of $100,000 to the GLC. Bailey is represented by attorney Franklin Hurley-Burton. This article was written by Barbara Gale. Now, why do I read this article? Why do I read this article? I read this article for you to understand the importance of why Patrick Bailey lost his license and is disembarred to practice law in the island of Jamaica. Marked that this happened in July 28, 2022. Now, let's go back to another article where a man was murdered in Patrick Bailey's home. And this article is being read from Loop, Jamaica. And this was written February 4th, 2021. Now bear in mind, the article that I just read to you from the Gleaner Company was done late in the year of 2021. But here is an article written by Luke Jamaica on February 4th, 2021 at 11:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Murdered at attorney Patrick Bailey's home still being probed. Cops said. The police say they have not closed their probe into the murder of a man 4 years ago at the St. Andrew home of prominent attorney Patrick Bailey. Let me read again for your ears, for those who may have missed it, because I want you to follow. The police say they have not closed their probe into the murder of a man 4 years ago at the St. Andrew home of prominent attorney Patrick Bailey. So this murder happened 4 years ago, listeners. Jermaine Jr., a 51-year-old construction worker, was found with stab wounds and a single gunshot wound to the head in the attorney's living room on September 30, 2016. When this murder happened, Jermaine Jr., a 51-year-old constructor worker, was found with stab wounds. And make sure put emphasis on the S. Multiple stab wounds. And a single gunshot wound to the head in the attorney's living room on September 30th, 2016. In an update to the case on Monday, February 1st at a police press conference, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP, in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey. Hold on, let's go back. In an update on the case on Monday, February 1st at a police press conference, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP, in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, said the probe into the killing is ongoing. Fitz Bailey so happened to have the last name of Patrick Bailey, is the Deputy Commissioner of Police investigating this matter and saying the matter is ongoing for 4 years. Let's continue reading. Well, the matter, Junior's murder case, is ongoing. It is not yet closed, but the truth is we go by the evidence, and I don't think we have the adequate amount of evidence to advance a criminal prosecution at this time, he disclosed. Oh my God. No. Let me read back what the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Fitz Bailey, who just coincidentally happened to have the last name of Patrick Bailey, overseeing this case and say it's ongoing. And his words, and I quote, well, the matter, Junior's murder's case, is ongoing. It is not yet cleared, but the truth is we go by the evidence, and I don't think we have the adequate amount of evidence to advance a criminal prosecution at this time, he disclosed, unquote. Even since I took over the crime portfolio, we have had quite a number of cases review. We have actually done several lines of inquiries, but at this point, we don't have the evidence to mount a criminal prosecution. Bailey's added. Police report at this time suggests that the Bailey stumbled on the body shortly after 4 a.m. in his living room, and the police were alerted. No signs of 4 entries were visible, and Bailey was not classified as a suspect by the police after providing a statement to investigators. Since that time, police have faced criticism regarding their handling of the crime, which is now referred to as a closed case. WTF? Oh, WTF is not a part of the reading. That was my emphasis. It's now a cold case. Well, continue reading. One that has not been solved after a considerable time under investigation. Asked about the number of cold cases still being probed by the police, DCP Bailey said was a very difficult question, because when you look at the rate of murders in Jamaica, for example, we are having over 1,300 annually, and we solve maybe an average of 56%. Oh. In relation to cold case, he said, a team is now being put together to just focus on those cases, but it is difficult for me to give a figure on cold cases at this time. Earlier Bailey had revealed that the charges had been laid on Monday in one cold case committed 11 years ago. Everton Beachy Scout McDonald, a popular Portland businessman, was charged with the 2000 murder of his wife, Merlin McDonald, just months after he was charged with the July 2020 murder of his second wife, Tony Hamilton McDonald. Merlin 50 that has nothing to do with. Anyway, now, as I've explained to you, listener, that I, Dr. Jermaine Gordon, was a close ally to Patrick Bailey and Cliff Hughes because of my endowment. For those of you who don't understand the word endowment, you may understand what Jamaican terms of an anaconda is. So because of my anaconda, I was introduced to Patrick Bailey and the Cliff Hughes. And because of my close relationships with Patrick Bailey and the Cliff Hughes, I've managed to come across multiple politicians, doctors, and lawyers. I'm quite sure over the years, people who know me have heard me spoke over and over that my friends when I was in Jamaica was just politicians, lawyers, and doctors. I would see other gay persons at party and stuff, and they will see me on the street, but they dare not try say hi or call to me, especially the feminine ones. Because I was to protect myself and an image to survive in Jamaica. Now, I say that to say this. You have heard me spoke, or if you have not heard, you're hearing now. And this is not allegedly termed. I was born on the 9th of July. Patrick Bailey was born on the 10th of July. Because of my anaconda and acquaintance with Patrick Bailey, every year Patrick will start his birthday on the 9th of July in the 9th to ring it in on the 10th at midnight. Now, this party is in Patrick yard. There is a Patrick house, and then there is this in between like bar and a little jacuzzi out like and garden setting in the yard, and then behind that is a little, I would say cottage, would call it, wealthy people would call it cottage, where it would be for the gardener or those who look after the dog. Now, I've seen the male stripper and strippers over the years who attend these parties. And I've seen the member of parliament, the doctors, the lawyers. I won't call another set of names because really that has nothing, and I'm not here bashing people. I'm here for the betterment of Jamaica. But I'm speaking of what matter. So for the keen listeners, they may have said, oh, you leave something out. What you leave? Yes, but come on. No, I've seen, put it this way, I've seen everyone, each and everyone that attend that party, each and everyone that touch those male stripper, anaconda, each and everyone who would be fascinated when them hear that Orlando have an anaconda and them want to, they have a thing they call measure or weight. When you measure someone anaconda or weight, is by you touching it, feeling it, taking it out, put it in your hand, boxing it on your face, or possibly put it in your mouth. Now, I knew that my anaconda is what fascinates these people. But I was always an intrigued person to know people business. And it just, everything just fit right into place based on the journey of my life. Now, I've happened to sleep in Patrick Bailey, not just his house or one of his room, but the master bedroom of Patrick Bailey. Now, oftentimes, I remember while I was at Patrick Bailey's house, I would see this bright-eyed young man, nice fine locks, very flamboyant, but too flamboyant for my taste, that I would always catch contact and he would always staring at me because, of course, I can never forget his name because my name I used to use is Orlando and his name is Orlando Terralon. So I would often see Orlando Terralon by Patrick House. When I sleep there, Orlando Terralon would sleep in another room, but of course, I am in the room, the master bedroom with Patrick Bailey, and the big bathroom that's in his bedroom. Terralon would be in another room. Orlando Terralon. Orlando? Yeah, I believe it's Orlando or something because I know it's close to Orlando. I never forget it. But Mr. Terralong, when you hear me speak of Patrick's daughter, the long ear, we're speaking of Terralong. Terralong. So, as time passes, I would see him there. I get to understand also he was also a paralegal because when we used to go down by the office of Patrick Bailey, which was not somewhere, I can't say immediately across, but almost across from the People's National Party's headquarters, right up by, I think it's Roosevelt Road. I don't remember the name of that road that go down to the statue in Stadium where Bob Marley's statue is and come back up to going up, I think it was that the Oak Road or Old Oak Road. I'm looking at it in my head as I speak, but I know it's right beside that gully Patrick Bailey office was, and Orlando Terralong, I believe it's Orlando his name. Yes, because it was close to Orlando. And I would also see him there. So I figured, oh, he must be a paralegal for Patrick or one of his boys, but I know he was too much of a little girly type for be one of Patrick boys. Because Patrick was man. Yeah. Get a boy. So, as I said, I've slept in Patrick Bailey's bed. I know that when you enter Patrick Bailey house on Barbican Avenue, Patrick, there's an electric gate and Patrick has to literally take you inside. There's 4 huge pit bull. At the time I know 4, I don't know if there's more. And then there is a little chihuahua, if I remember well, it was black and white chihuahua. Not chihuahua, sorry. What a Japanese looking dog name? Shih Tzu. And I think some other little toy pet dog was inside the house. But those huge, gigantic, muscle shine here, Rottweiler, nobody can go into Patrick's house or into the yard without being let in by Patrick. The gardener can feed the dogs, but he can't open the gate and let in nobody. Patrick is the only one can do that. Now, I know for a fact that a former attorney at law, Patrick Bailey, is not a sound sleeper. A body of a man was found. Patrick Bailey claimed to say it was found. He woke up at 4 a.m. and found a body with multiple stab wounds and 1 gunshot in his head. And he was sleeping, knew nothing about it, slept so sound. Now, not 1 stab wound, multiple stab wounds. You know why it's multiple stab wounds? Because Mr. Jermaine was fighting back his perpetrator. Orlando Terralong. The 1 gunshot that killed Mr. Jermaine. The commissioner, there was also a commissioner of police or assistant commissioner of police that was at the house the night of the shooting. Orlando Terralong, isn't it factual that the gun that killed Mr. Jermaine came from the constituency where you are the member of parliament? Which one of your man them from the ghetto, sticking out your bottom, that was there with you and the big member of the constabulary force by Patrick House that night. Now, Mr. Bailey, you are here telling the public and the officers that you slept the night away and you no sleeping beauty because you don't have it. And you didn't heard the cry, the agony, murder, help. Patrick, please. Patrick, please. I'm sorry, man. I beg you, Patrick, do. Murder, oh God, Patrick, do. You slept right through it because you weren't there. You had no knowledge. When those dogs smell the blood pouring through them from the man's body, and you can just imagine the pandemonium going on outside in the yard from those dogs when they smell blood. And you slept right through it. I'm here to let the public know, and you know, you and I know, Patrick Bailey, that's bullshit. And the Commissioner of Police and those investigating, along with Andrew Holness, know that what you have said is bullshit. Now, you hear a talk about corruption? Hold a sec, people break.
Yeah, man, you see it. Man, I call out some really names, you know. Really banger and come out. This is called breaking news. You know, say, because you know, talk about just call out name in a banger rank for just corruption alone, no, you know, not just corruption alone. You think you talk about how the man expose the Andrew Wallace government and people may it as fish and a pay body thing I call up in it. People you never expect that, and you know see it, and even MP get mixed up in a supplying gun for murder people. And that I go on at this interview, you know. Yeah, that go on. That's what the man talk about. The man call up Fitz Bailey, which is the Assistant Commissioner of Police. I come up a lot of things. Well, we know that long time because a lot of people say that, and just that case alone, you know what I mean? And just that case alone, the man are rascal that cover up things. So him call out Fitz Bailey. Him call out Orlando. What name? Orlando Terroland. You know that MP there. Same a dreadlocks with long hair. We have a ring on him tongue. Right? Them man are big fish. You know what I mean? Him call out or even Nigel Clark get called out. But some things when the man talk up in this, people if you just listen and hear and bro, I'm tell you say are some serious thing, people. Yeah man. Very serious thing. But you know, you will leave everything to Ono. And you can drop a thing in the comment section and let me say, what do you think about this? Because this is just the start of the story, you know. This is just the start. A long way to go. Because one, you have a thing as one gone, one coming. Because you see Andrew Stephen drop off now for some reason. When they try to fight him out and get him out. Well, this man had now him have some really serious thing to chat. Anyway, people, I just saw the thing go. Yeah, man.
A big sound up here, big tune.
Jah holy Emmanuel, I boy. Jah Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression, poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know not devil philosophy. Not until color of a man's skin is abnormal, significant well to the color of his eye. Remember all the war long in 1935.